Welcome to the Catch-All Podcast, where we share our experience through gaming. And yes, I'm reading it like that because I actually put a question mark on it. This is episode 7, August 21st.
I just like you're going with the method of whatever you write in the doc, that is just what you're going with.
Oh yeah, the Ron Burgundy method? Absolutely.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm your host, Justin. We got Josh, a lovely co-host.
Hi.
Yeah.
I'm here. It's a night. It's been a day. It's technically, I guess it's night here. So yeah, it's a night.
It's night here too, so let's say it's night. And yeah, it's been a day as well. You know, rough work, yada 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 yada. I don't know when I'm bringing it up. I shaved a little bit, trimmed it. Looks nice. It's not like wild fucking stuff anymore.
Not like this, what I'm dealing with right now. I'm getting a haircut the Tuesday before we go to PAX West, so I didn't feel like trimming twice for some stupid reason, so I'm just like gonna leave it until pretty much Monday.
Yeah, I'm doing this. I'm probably gonna be doing that over the weekend, so I'd like to trim it up so I can get them to like match the hair with the beard line.
Yep. I've heard that's important to do.
I mean, it can be. But we'll go ahead and get into what game you play. Sorry, that's a weird transition.
I've heard worse.
Yeah. So, not much has changed as far as what I've been playing lately. I have played more VR. I really don't have a new thing to kind of feature this time around because I did buy something. I did get Outward, which is like more like a military sim.
Wait, one more time. What was it called?
Outward.
Okay.
Very, very, like, actually very immersive. I mean, of course, it's all VR is, but like, it's the point. Look down, like to like talk to people. You have to like put your hand up to your left shoulder to squeeze the trigger. So stuff like that, and that's how you like communicate.
Yeah,
everything feels like it has a lot of. Actually, it probably has one of the most options I've seen for the motion controls. Because like they'll let you go like, hey, you put your hand around it to like have it grip the gun, or do you actually want to grip it, and then do you want to actually hold the grip, or do you just want to like tap the grip twice to make it like it's like just a whole lot of little things like that. So okay, I appreciate it.
Little touches and whatnot.
Yeah, but like this is like I mentioned various games I played like Zero Caliber is kind of like Call of Duty. There's another one's kind of like that too. Pavlov is kind of like CSGO. Eventually, except that, but VR. And then like this would be like Insurgency or Arma or something along the lines. Like it is that more sim, hardcore type game. So I don't know. I was gonna play with a friend, but I haven't got that much into it. Just much to try it out. And also, I did grab Super Hot VR, which I played on PSVR because it's on sale right now. Try a little bit. Awesome. Definitely, I think it's gonna be a better experience than I did in PSVR, mainly because, you know, tracked controllers with base station versus a PlayStation camera with, you know, the motion controllers.
Okay.
So, I think that's going to be enjoyable. Hopefully stream that soon. Did do a stream. Justin Glorious appeared. It was great.
I caught a little bit of that, yeah.
Oh, it's weird. I could, like, I mean, you know.
Was that the stream where I hosted you and you're like, thank you, and you're facing the complete wrong direction. Like, no, wait, the monitor's over here.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think that was the one. Yeah, I was showing Charnel that stream.
Yeah, I did 2 fights and almost died. So, again, man, glad you just. Well, probably no one saw it because sadly it wasn't like a very hip stream for people to tune into. But man, when I came back after Glorious had his boxing round. The headset was so fucking grimy, man. I like put it on. It's like, it's wet!
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Like, it's like a jersey sponge like thing. I gotta figure out how to clean this thing.
Yeah, I mean, back with the Vive, when Thad used to be part of Constant Calibrating, he and I filmed a bunch of VR Let's Play stuff that just never saw the light of day. But we were just doing a lot of test recordings and switching back and forth between each of us playing. God, that headset, because we were playing like that zombie game we were talking about a couple weeks ago and a bunch of other things. And that headset was just disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, at least the face grip comes off, so it's a little easier to...
That's actually a massive improvement over what I have. I've never really quite figured it out.
It doesn't stink. There's an update for you, exclusive.
Thank you for the exclusive smell update on your face mask.
You're welcome. So yeah, not too much new going on there. Did finish Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem?
Fire Emblem. Yeah, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, my Black Eagles playthrough.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it was a thing. Going to try not to make this a Fire Emblem podcast, because
we may have one of those.
Exactly. So we'll move on from that, because we talked Fire Emblem to death, and maybe or maybe not develop an outlet for it.
Yeah, it's entirely possible one way or the other. So, but let's just ask you the one Fire Emblem question, since this is a show where we talk reviews and previews. Okay. After having finished the game, are you still thumbs up or thumbs down or thumbs to the side?
I really want to get in my second playthrough.
Yeah, that's where I'm at still as well. I very much want to start my Blue Lines playthrough. I've just been putting it off.
I've been putting it off. Also, I haven't been bringing my Switch to work because, another update. I decided to try out that GameStop deal, and I got the version 2 of the Switch. So, by the way, if anybody's wondering, does the store know it's a new version? Yes, they do. Not only, is it the red box, or the more red box, the SKU actually says Switch V2.
Okay, well, that's good. That's
at least
helpful.
For GameStop. I can't speak for anybody else because I haven't went to anybody else. But yeah, I did trade and deal. I mainly was kind of putting it off because I did realize, I do have a screen protector on it. I don't want to deal with that again. Oh man, everything's there. I don't want to deal with that again. And then I decided to screw it to it because my Joy-Cons are kind of getting a little rough. Definitely see some time. So I figured, why not? It'll refresh my Joy-Cons. I'll refresh the warranty on the Switch, and then I have that new, more efficient processor that not only extends the battery life by a couple hours, it also, the Switch runs cooler as well. I think there's some other things that have been slightly changed, but I forgot what they were. By the way, I figured, why not?
Yeah, I mean, after you told me about the GameStop deal, for those who don't know, GameStop deal is you can trade in your Switch for $225, I believe, is what you said. You could trade it in for that. It's a decent deal, so you end up getting the new one for roughly $75 before tax.
It was a decent deal. I probably actually wouldn't have done it, and we'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay, I'm curious.
Yeah. I mean, besides it's a deal, did it? I had them to do it. I figured, yeah, why not? Go ahead.
Sure.
But next thing is, I got to try a little bit of Rebel Galaxy Outlaw, and you listed it down something else you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, how much have you played of it so far, would you say? Roughly?
Maybe 30, 40 minutes.
All right, I think at this point, I have a 15 to 20 hours, somewhere in that range.
Nice.
One of the lovely features of the Epic Games Store that it does not have is, as far as I can tell at least, is a time elapsed. It doesn't tell you, one thing I really do like about Steam is it tells you current session and how long total. So
yeah, Epic, you gotta step that up, buddy. I mean, people
Epic's missing features. No,
yeah, and people like to mention it's hey, Steam. Was it Gary Whitta that said this? Steam had a rough start and goes yeah. Do you look at it's what if somebody released a game system now and it looked like the fucking Sega Genesis or something like that? Yeah, they had to look like that a long time ago, but it's not like the industry hasn't learned since then, and other ones have done it and come out. It's even you play Origin. I mean, they kind of got them features that we're looking for.
Yeah.
So Epic, step it up, man.
Well,
I don't.
No, I'm not anti-Epic Games Store at all, to be clear.
No,
and I have no issues with multiple platforms. I've never really cared much one way or the other.
Actually,
I would prefer less, to be clear.
Actually, I mean, there are some gripes I have with Epic Games Store. As far as it's on the Epic Games Store, I don't want to buy it just because it's a different platform. That's not it. I do love what they're trying to do for developers with their less take on it and support they've been giving. But I've been seeing reports from multiple indie devs if you aren't exclusive, they don't want to deal with you at all. I have seen multiple ones tweet out hey, you're either exclusive or we just don't want you on our platform, period.
Yep.
Even though these people don't mind doing Steam and still doing Epic, but that's not what they want.
Yeah, they definitely there's a lot of questionable business practices going on. I will not even deny that at all. There's a lot. But specifically talking about the platform itself, my issues with it for a long time were like always I would just make these comments like, I wish I had these features, but I would say the same thing as you were referencing before. But Steam wasn't like this. But you make a valid point that Steam wasn't like this before, but Steam also was 15 years ago when it started, right? Give or take. So it's like, yeah, there's just some quality of life things that are just expected now. And Epic's bleh. But in any case, it's not, so it doesn't tell me how long I played, so I'm estimating roughly 15 to 20 hours. And I stand by what I said last week. I really love the game. I love watching the game even more than I love playing it almost. I've been watching a lot of Pirate King streams of it, but I love playing the game. I upgraded to the next level ship. I got 3 upgraded weapons, like swarm missiles, all these things. My issue with the game is I still don't know why I die sometimes. No, because the way they list their encounters are like minor threat, like no threat, minor threat, low threat, average threat, high risk, like that kind of thing, right? I can't remember the exact nomenclature right now, but like essentially that kind of thing with different color code things. I've gone into ones that were average and absolutely overpowered. Like I'm 20 levels in an RPG, like level of destroy the shit out of 30 fucking ships coming after me. Like with mines around, I'm having no issues. I'm flying around. I'm taking everyone out, right? And the worst that happens is my shields go down, and I maybe take like the tiniest, like 100 credits of structural damage. Then I'll go after the lowest threat mission. I will come out of autopilot, which is essentially fast travel. So I'll come out of like light speed warp, whatever the terminology is. I'll come out of that. There's 3 enemies ahead of me, and instantaneously I will watch all of my shields just turn off. And then maybe within 6 seconds, the ship's destroyed. And I don't understand, but there's no rhyme or reason why. Why was this lower threat thing more difficult than this average threat? There was no reasoning that I could figure out behind it with these missions. And also, like, I'm just at this point where I'm 20 hours in and I still haven't been able to go to the next mission giver because I have to go 4 or 5 jumps. And I get destroyed on the way there. So I don't know if this is a case of I'm just not as good as I think I am at this game with my upgraded ship. But I can't imagine.
There's like a weird difficulty spike that you just can't see.
Yeah, there's something I'm not.
Or that's not presented.
Exactly. There's something that's not being presented to me. I feel like that, at least that's from me just purely as a player. I feel like something's not being presented to me that's making me very confused why I'm not doing as well as I should be doing in my mind. But maybe I am doing terribly, but
no, well, actually,
the thing is, but if I'm in an if I'm what appears to be an overpowered ship, I feel like it should be communicated to me in some way, shape, or form.
No, that's actually my problem with this game, too. Well, first of all, you describing what you just went through made me had a bad flashback of Star Trek Online. Next, I have a lot to me, like exactly what you explained. But next,
that game I would fly into many different experiences and just be like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on. Am I winning? Am I losing?
Yep. Next thing is, this game, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't really have a tutorial or hold your hand whatsoever.
Which is fine, in my opinion, in a lot of things. But yeah, no, there's no tutorial.
It's fine for games that just throw you in the deep end, like Dark Souls or stuff like that, or even Outer Wilds, which didn't have like much of a tutorial getting in. But the controls are more intuitive. Like you could do a couple things to understand what you're doing. This one, I'm still struggling getting the controls down, which I usually don't have a problem with in games. Like they're some are a little bit more complicated with the controller than it needs to be.
Yeah, there's definitely a few different things that are confusing. One of the things that threw me off about it was it's like, so I'm using a PlayStation controller, and it says that, X will make you go faster, O will make you slow down. That's not exactly true. You are already going as fast as possible. Pushing down the left stick will turn on your afterburners to really launch you forward, while O will turn off your engine so you can essentially come to a drifting stop.
Yeah,
and then you can hit X to reinitiate it.
Yeah, because I'm actually messing with remapping now. Because one is, if we're in any flight game, I think the roll and the yaw controls should be on the same stick, and usually that's how it is when you fly.
Yeah.
So I switched that, but now like I do this every single time. Like I'm like, this controls would be so much better if I change it to that. But the minute I switch it to that, my brain is still stuck on how it originally was, and I can't do anything with it. So I got to tough that through. And next part is like I might switch the throttle to joystick as well to make more sense. Like down is down, up is up as far as the throttle goes. I know it's weird. I'm inverted, but that's with you, so screw you. But. Let's talk about speed, throttle. I don't even know why I said that because that has nothing to do with nothing. But yeah, I don't know. It's just right now it's like tough for me because I'm trying to figure out the game. How does it play? The loop. Now I totally get the premise of it. I totally get what they're going for. I totally get. Yeah, this is like the Wing Commander. This is the old space fighter. Like you go to a space station. You have menus in that space station. Or some traditional ones you actually click on the area. But like to pick up your missions, go to the bar, gives you information, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. And you fly out and you're just in your ship. I have no problem with that. I love games like that. And this is like the revival of that type of game. And as far as like the combat's great.
Oh yeah. I have a blast with it. Like I honestly don't even mind dying over and over and over again. I don't even mind that as I try to figure out my way through something. I just would like to know why I'm dying.
No, I get that. And like I love the vibe of the game too, especially because for some reason I'm on a space cowboy kick with anime. Like I just rewatched Cowboy Bebop, so it was like on sale on Amazon recently. And now I'm like, for some reason, like Hulu has Outlaw Star. Let me jump over to that. So I'm like, I'm in the mood for this type of game. Like as far as the stories being presented. But yeah, right now it's a little hard for me to get into. I do want to give. I am going to give it more time because I do want to give it more time. I actually do want to stream it as well. It's like I want to explore this game more. And that's right. Like I can't give it the definitive feelings on it because I still need to experience it a little more.
Sure.
One thing that I got to say though is like I totally can just cut this game on, leave it at a title menu, and just turn the speakers up. Like the soundtrack is just mind-blowing for this thing.
It's out of this world. I mean, just to be, like sincerely, like it's ridiculous.
No pun intended.
So plenty of puns intended, but like it's a fucking phenomenal soundtrack. I'm blown away every time I play it by just how good it is. Every station is good. Like we were talking about that a little bit last week, but from your classical station to your Latin mix to your kind of rockish metal, even God, I don't like country music. I don't even consider it music. I like the country stuff in this. Like the jazz station's probably my favorite.
Oh yeah, it's by the way, if you want a Cowboy Bebop feeling, turn on the jazz station, just have some fun.
It's just so it's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful game. It's got great music. I just would like to stop taking the same like 4 types of missions in the goddamn Texas system and be able to move on without being fucking terrified. Because every last little thing destroys me. Because in the Texas system, 9 out of 10 things that I do, I am catastrophically overpowered. Yeah, but if I move one system away, I can't do shit.
I heard that. Like I just heard it's repetitive. But granted, like this type of game, or any game is repetitive. But like I understand, you got your delivery missions, you got your bounty missions, you got your defend missions, you got your destroy minefield missions. You got your leaving any type of missions out.
Probes as well. Probe missions where you just essentially fly to an area. Maybe you can fight people, or you could just run. You essentially just fly to X coordinate and you just move on. Yeah. I think that's it. And there's variations of the bounty missions. And then that's just for the Commonwealth good guy stuff. There's also, if you want to go the pirate route, which, goddamn, I can't even imagine doing that.
I kind of want to. Except it's not type I usually play games, so we might try to stretch it out with this one.
It is how I usually play games. I'm just terrified to try it.
Yeah. As far as visuals, though, this game is gorgeous. Except, I mean, there are some weird, looks like a 2D sprite as far as like debris in space.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, like the presentation of the cockpit, like because when you go to warp, you actually see what's the character's name? You're better at names than I am.
I haven't heard. I literally haven't heard. I've done a story mission in 15 hours. I don't know her name.
But like you actually see her like punching and everything, then like
Juno
hits warp speed. So Juno, yes, it is Juno.
Okay. My brain was like trying to think of every like woman pilot name I could think of, and I thought of Juno Eclipse from Star Wars, and then I was like, wait, no, but it actually is Juno. Hey, I got there, didn't I?
Yeah, you got there.
The one thing I will point out about this game, with everything we say, this is a 6-person team that made this game, and that is mind-blowing to me that in this day and age, because even with my gripes on it, I still want to give them credit for being like, God, you know what? They're also super committed to making the game work and making the game more enjoyable, and they've been putting out patches and all this stuff. So even with my gripes, I do not regret anything. I mean, again, let's be clear. I got a review key. I would have purchased it if they hadn't, and I stand by 20 hours in, I would still purchase this. If this game comes to Switch, I will still probably buy it on Switch, even with my issues.
I can't quite commit to that because I just haven't put that much time in the game, but I can see myself. I did purchase it, and I do not regret that at all because I love what I heard about when I talked to him at PAX. Yeah. And so far, I love the vibe of the game. Soundtrack freaking amazing. And just, I love the feel of the game. I love what type of game it is. I do miss games like this. And right now, I mean, I'll adjust to it. I'll definitely give it more time. But yeah, I do recommend it. I know it's like it's getting pretty, well, not highly reviewed, but I think it's getting like pretty decent.
It's positive.
Reviews. Yeah. But so yeah, check it out. I recommend it. Even though, like, again, grain of salt because how long I played it, but it sounds like Josh recommends it as well.
Yeah, again, I just wish I had a better idea of what the hell I was doing. Now, to be clear, you're probably not going to hear me talk about the game for a little bit, just because I'm going to take a little bit of a break from it as much as I'm enjoying it, but with the intent of coming back to it. There's just a lot of shit that I've got to tackle in the next couple of weeks.
Not to mention a game that we both need to play that we'll probably talk about soon.
Yeah, well, that was one that we have review keys for. I think we should aim to try to talk about it next week's show.
Yeah.
And then I got a couple of other things I'm sitting on as well. And then PAX West coming up, so I'm probably going to step away from this from Rebel Galaxy just for a few weeks.
So this may be the quickest we ever got to the news.
In the sense that we actually got to the news?
Yes, exactly. And sadly, this is not a great one, but definitely like when I have thoughts on one to discuss. And this also goes in what I'm kind of mentioning. It's like I probably would have went to GameStop after this. Now, if you haven't heard, GameStop has made more layoffs, and Game Informer got severely impacted by this.
Half of their staff.
Yes. Very well-known writers, editors, not to mention just other staff behind the scenes. Just so much. Now,
let's go. Let's just go the list. The team members, I mean, like Matt Burtz, Elise Favis, Javi Waldney?
Yeah, actually, I was just going to read this verbatim.
Oh, you're just going to go through? Okay, yeah, read it verbatim then.
Yeah, okay, because, like, here we go. This is released by Andy McNamara. Wow, maybe you should read this back.
Andy McNamara. I think.
There we go.
Editor-in-chief.
Sorry, I'm bad with names. But yeah, editor-in-chief of Game Informer magazine. Very awesome guy. And that's the thing, too. It's not just like all the tweets I'm seeing is like there are some people left behind and they're just devastated as well.
Andrew Reiner particularly has just been, all of his tweets about it have just been like the most depressing things I've ever read. Yeah. Honestly.
So let's get into this and we'll kind of like talk about things we heard, seen, all that stuff. So here we go. Dear Game Informer community. Yesterday, as part of the GameStop restructuring plan, our parent company eliminated the positions of about 120 employees across various offices. We lost 7 members of our team, our cohorts, compatriots, and friends. They shaped us and made us who we are today, just like every member of Game Informer team who passed us through this company. Here's the official statement from GameStop. Quote, this is all quoted technically, but here's what GameStop has said about it. As part of the previously announced GameStop Reboot initiative to transform our business for the future and improve our financial performance, we can confirm a workforce reduction was implemented, impacting more than 120 corporate staff positions, representing approximately 14% of our total associate base at our company headquarters, as well as at some other offices. While these changes are difficult, they were necessary to reduce costs and better align the organization and our efforts to optimize the business to meet our future objectives and success factors. We recognize that this is a difficult day for our company and particularly for those associates impacted. We appreciate their dedication and service to GameStop and are committed to supporting them during this time of transition. That's the end of GameStop statement.
Yep.
Back to Andy. I'm saddened by yesterday's news. The Game Informer team means the world to me. You, our readers who have supported us over the years, mean the world to us. I cannot thank you enough. We appreciate the love that has poured into our GI and affected team members. Matt Burtz, Elise Favis. Sorry, you might have to help me with some of these. I'm less familiar with that. Javi?
I don't know. That's why I was asking about Javi. Was I was assuming, but I've never said
Javi,
many things out loud.
Well, yeah, same here. It's weird.
Javi Galtney, yeah.
Kyle Hilliard, Imran Khan, Jeff. I'm sorry.
Marsha Fava.
We'll go with that. And Cyril Vasquez.
Vasquez.
I was getting there. My ex used to make fun of me how I said quesadilla or spelled it. Anyways,
yeah.
Sorry, that was a weird statement. They are so talented and so passionate. Please support them if you're hiring. Each of them has my highest, most glowing recommendations for now. Game Informer lives to fight another day. Your support is appreciated. Cheers, Andy. First of all, I think it's the first time I've read like a long form.
Yes.
Thing. So apologies for any of that. Any laughs. It's not at this. It's at me being incompetent. Anyways. So thoughts about this. Holy crap. Well, I mean, one thing I wanted to point it out was we appreciate their dedication and services to GameStop and are committed to supporting them during this time of transition. So
this
one
is
of
like
our friends
with that.
Yeah. So one of the fellows we know,
Imran
Khan, has tweeted out big shout outs for corporate for not letting my insurance continue through the end of the month.
Yep.
Posted August 20th.
Yep. Yeah, Imran's been kind of like filling in people with what's exactly going on. I love that. No. So we're going to support people during the transition, but fuck you and your health insurance for the remainder of the month. Yeah, as someone who worked at GameStop, like once you're cut off, you're cut off. Well, who has departed from GameStop. Actually, one thing I'm very surprised, very surprised, but not very surprised, because, God, these people were pretty much a family. Mm-hmm. And how open every single one of them, even the people still employed, are being about this. Yep.
No one's defending it now, which you shouldn't. But, I mean, as GameStop goes, I get it. It's a corporation. They are losing money. Stockholders are losing interest. You got to pivot. You have to make cuts. I didn't think. Well, we heard of the corporate positions getting axed first, which are like regional managers, stuff like that, which means they put more stress on the managers currently there to control more around this. But yeah, downsizing. This happens in companies to try to like get revenue to get to their next thing. Again, It's a business. You got to do that. Game Informer. Surprised but not surprised, because I don't see profit-wise, revenue-wise, bottom-line-wise what Game Informer actually does to them besides promote games. Granted, I'm not saying Game Informer writers write reviews so you go buy the game.
No, but
they actually have been really good about that. But still, like,
the separation between Game Informer and GameStop's been pretty good over the years.
Yep. And as far as the editorial. See, like, the only thing I could think Game Informer does for them as far as revenue, which doesn't do much, is the subscription, the GameStop rewards, which you just get Game Informer subscription with that. That's pretty much the main. I think, to my knowledge, is it possible? I've been trying to research this. I couldn't find info one way or the other. Can you get a Game Informer subscription on its own anymore, or is that because I think it is just through the rewards? I think it is too. Like, I mean, I'm really wondering if people are going to. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm really wondering what the next couple months are going to show for people like shedding their rewards, because I know I personally only kept my GameStop rewards for a while for Game Informer, and I know a lot of people who don't shop at GameStop who kept that around because they enjoyed Game Informer. Yeah, and I heavily enjoy Game Informer. I mean, I got a little personal attachment in there, but like Game Informer magazine's always been great. It's my favorite magazine, pretty much. The exclusives they get are fantastic. The cover art's oh my gosh. It's not like Game Informer's not dead yet, to be clear, but it's not going to be the same, clearly.
Well, they lost a large portion of their staff. They lost a large portion of their reports. One of their reporters, Javi, was fired while on assignment at Gamescom.
This is the crazy thing. Like, not even a day's notice.
No.
Gone.
They literally, apparently, from when the news hit online, it had only been announced to employees within, I think less than 30 minutes earlier. Yosemite Blam says here 2 different statements. This sounds premeditated. They knew they were making that cut weeks before. And GameStop must really be strapped for cash, very scared for the employees. Those are essentially, for what I'm going to talk about, the same 2 statements here. So, we know GameStop is strapped for cash and having issues because they only just, 2 months ago, completely shuttered ThinkGeek. Down to nothingness. They completely shuttered that, laid a bunch of people off, shut that whole brand down, massive sales, yada, yada, yada. They did all of that in the last couple months. We know that they've been having issues for a long time. Mike Futter wrote a bunch of brilliant thoughts on that on Twitter, and I think he wrote an article. I'm spacing right now on that. But they, we all know GameStop had issues because GameStop chose not to pivot to digital long ago.
Find a way to pivot to digital.
They fought against it originally.
Yeah.
Then when it was too late, they finally tried it, but they never successfully did it. So GameStop never really recovered. Their used game model never really recovered because of that. They made a lot of fucking decisions that turned people off to them. Plus, there's also all the horror stories because here's the thing. Every person who works for GameStop has positive things to say about working for GameStop, and they're not about the actual working for GameStop. It's Justin's stories he tells about how he loved explaining games to people and, being a teacher for people. He loved that interaction. What he kind of gets out of this podcast, he loved that experience.
Oh, yeah. But the friends I developed along the way, too.
Sure.
And one of them is Kyle Hilliard. Used to actually shop at one of the stores of that, and, God, he came in. I'm it was again. I mentioned this before. It came in as the worst day for me, company wise or GameStop wise, because him and his wife canceled all the reserves on me. But I was so happy for him, his wife, his family, for getting to Game Informer, getting that move to Minnesota. We're all kind of shared that together because we, they were my regulars. Always came in and talk. Always a pleasure, both of them.
Yep.
And yeah, God, it sucks so much.
This sucks a lot. But
yeah, as you mentioned, it's just...
Well, I was everyone who worked for GameStop, though, while we have our positive stories, they're not specifically about working for GameStop brand. They are about the customers we've met. They are about the friends we made, fellow staff people. But every person I know, myself included, worked for GameStop, and I only worked there for 2.5, 3 months. It was a fucking nightmare for the most part. The actual corporate bullshit. Everyone has horror stories of working there. That I know retail in general is horror stories, but I feel like GameStop has some special level horror stories.
They do, and I always mention, and I still believe this is true. GameStop is only as bad as the managers there, and I'm not talking about just store. GameStop is
levels up. Yeah,
it's 100% a shit rolls downhill company, and it depends on the managers above you, being from regional, district. Area if they have one, to the store managers, or what the hell they're called now, because they changed the whole thing. I forget what it was.
Yeah, they change their titling shit all the time.
It's a regional, usually, as far as my experience goes, from multiple regional managers. Just look at the black and whites. They don't look at gray areas. They look at this. Granted, I know they don't have time. This is their job, and they just make whatever decision they have based on what they know without trying to dig into it. District managers do get a little more personal with you, but they can also get scary at times too. I had a district manager that was damn near a friend. Awesome guy. One of those people you just want to hang out with. I had one that is scary as hell. Makes dumb decisions because customer service. To the point where, hey, I don't, he was from Boston too. I'm not going to try to do a Boston accent, but I'm accidentally try. It's I don't care what it is. New Xbox, they open it up, refund them. All this, open up, refund them. I got in trouble because a customer bought Rock Band, or it was Guitar Hero, or Band Hero, this one with the whole kit, a week ago. brought it in. Instruments beat the fucking hell. I refused to take it back.
Yeah.
They could trade it in, but you refused to take it back. I got in trouble for that.
So stupid.
So, and then, I don't know if I did my tell-all GameStop story. Shady shit went on when I was thrown out of GameStop. And that was from multiple district managers changing hands. A lot of people who didn't get all the story. A lot of people who were favorative because they were doing a lot of favors for the district manager. Anyways, my point is, next district manager, I had one that's just 100% sales. I had one that was 100% horror story. That was is the worst thing I have ever seen in a store. Where he was pushing sales. He told you could sell. There's no excuse you can get somebody with subscription reserves no matter what. And he's like, here, let me show you. A kid came in, wanted to buy a used game. No, wanted to buy a new game. Knew what he wanted to get. Young kid. Had just enough money to get it. But instead, he left with a Game Informer subscription and a reserve. And that just horrified me. I'm like, because one thing I always prided myself on in games at GameStop, because again, I love talking to customers. I love finding stuff they actually want to play. It's like I can sell the hell out of things, but I never sold somebody something they didn't want.
Yeah.
I always gave them all the lines, always sell things. I let them know what's what. I would never steer them the wrong way. If they bought nothing but new stuff, I would not I won't push the rewards card heavy on them. Besides my obligated one, which I have to do. But I do talk up the Game Informer one. Which I think you helped me with one of them before or something like that. When I was working at Arizona, you straight up told a guy, hey, do you like to read something when you're taking a shit? It actually sold a Game Informer subscription for me. And nothing bad against Game Informer. It's just hey, yeah, I do be informed.
Was my favorite thing. No, I remember that because I think there was a customer. You're right. There was a customer who was like, "What's the point of magazines anymore?" And I'm like, "Look." Because remember, at this point, phones weren't smartphones were around, but they weren't a super commonplace kind of thing. And I'm
look, speeds weren't great, and that wasn't more common.
Game Informer also had a really shitty website for a very long time. For those who don't remember, they had one of the single worst websites ever. So that was for a very long time. So yeah, no, I remember. I was just like, look, if you like to read about gaming stuff and you take some long shits, Game Informer is what I recommend because they got some great articles and you're honestly going to forget you're on that toilet. I think that was literally the sales pitch or something to that effect. Because, I totally forgot that. Again, I wish I worked marketing. I want to sidetrack here onto the insurance thing. It's my last thought about this. Because Yosemite Blams bring up some good points. So earlier in our chat, Yosemite wrote that to me, that is the scummiest thing of all of this. Their insurance should have ran through the end of the month, followed by a little bit later. The face-to-face interaction can definitely be rewarding, but as far as I know, those insurance costs are already paid for at the start of the month, probably. They should have extended the coverage to their laid-off staff. This is more corpo BS than anything. Followed by, I count beans for a living. I get companies can be different, but the two companies I have been with honor insurance coverage through the month, you are laid off. Even if you are laid off the first week of the month. Just for a little personal thing, my wife quit her job, not laid off, but she quit her job. And even though she left the company, and she I think if I remember at 6 days into June, she still had insurance through the end of the month and didn't have to go on Cobra, until starting, beginning of July. She, for all intents and purposes, she betrayed her company and left, and they still honored her damn insurance. Mm-hmm. And that was a small nonprofit. So it's a big fucking company like GameStop, who, again, I cannot confirm this for sure, but there's no reason they would not have paid for the insurance up front at the beginning of the month, because that's how insurance works.
Yeah.
So, all but guarantee they had already paid for it. It was already paid for. It's bullshit that they canceled coverage, particularly after their whole fucking, we appreciate the dedication and service to GameStop and are committed to supporting them during the time of transition line. Overall, there is no goddamn positive thing to this. I can't make any spin on this.
The only positive thing I could see to this, and it's not a good one, is, again, I wish the best for everybody, especially everybody who were go.
Yeah.
But God, they're extremely talented. They're extremely entertaining. I hope they land somewhere well, and that's the only line I could see is them expanding to something else instead of something they became comfortable with. But granted, they became comfortable with because it pretty much became a family.
Yeah. I really hope to see them grow and blossom now that they're, the world is open to them, hopefully. Thankfully, much like a lot of the layoffs in the game industry, I've seen people have been very supportive, sharing. I saw I think Andrew Goldfarb, who we talked about in last week's podcast, share Sucker Punch's page and be like, hey, if you're looking to transition out of the journalist side into the game development side, like I did, like that was kind of like the response he had. And then I've seen a lot of people being like, hey, these are the jobs we have open, so let's make stuff work. Yeah. My favorite thing, I'm not going to name, I will not name drop site, some site that seemed to have some decent viewership posted there, hey, Game Informer people, we'd love if you came to work with us. And then if you went to check out their application page, and they posted this on Imran's, on everyone's thing. It went to their thing. It's like, we pay people if they deserve it. Otherwise, we just give them review codes.
What the hell?
And I'm just like, I'm sorry, you're trying to get Game Informer fucking people who just got laid off, people who had full fucking benefits. You're trying to get them to work. Like, that would be essentially if I wrote that for Constant Calibrating. Hey, how would you like to join the Constant Calibrating podcast? I'm not going to fucking pay you.
I get you passes and stuff, but I ain't going to pay you. I almost said that too. Like, that would be a shitty thing for us to do. Like, people are poaching because they think they're desperate.
Yeah, but nobody's...
Yeah, they're all talented. I think they're all going to land their feet. I hope they're not jaded. And, I understand, like, they're probably still in a state of shock. Every single one of them. And people still there, people who were let go. But yeah, hopefully they all land on their feet. Hopefully they land somewhere better. It's going to suck because I know they're all friends. And but maybe this will open up an avenue that they discover something different, new talent, new passion.
Yeah.
God, it sucks.
I just can't get over the fact that it happened in the middle of fucking Gamescom a week before fucking PAX West.
Yeah.
I know people who are literally
crazy.
I know at least with Imran, he is on panels. He was going to partially represent Game Informer at these panels, and he made a comment. He's like, I just after he got laid off, he literally said, I just booked my flights myself. I'm still going to be there. This sucks. I think is essentially what he wrote.
This is going to be actually. I'm actually going to check to see which panels he's on because this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm really.
Not only that. Is it Friday? I saw Greg Miller tweet. It's like, hey, Imran's going to be on Kind of Funny's Games Daily because they ain't got nothing to do right now.
Yep. I've heard he's free right now. I think it was essentially what he wrote. It was like, so
that's going to be an interesting episode as well. So I imagine if you want to get more in depth from someone directly affected, we shouldn't be. Well, I don't care. We pimp out people that we're interested in.
I all the time, all the damn time. I've got no. Look, I want
the old days where we can't talk to different things. Yeah.
No, I want you all to listen to my and Justin's content and Constant Calibrating's content. I want you to watch all of our stuff. But honestly, we're not everyone's cup of tea. And then also, I just know some really fucking awesome people that you might enjoy. And if you like our content, maybe you'd like theirs. So I will pimp out people left and right.
Yeah, so I would say, one, follow these guys. Help them if you can. If you see something, I have a feeling they're going to get swiped up. I really do, because they're getting all talented. And if you want to get more info on it, you might want to tune into, Games Daily? This Friday, because I think Imran's going to have some stories.
If he's going to talk to anyone, he's going to talk to Greg. There's no question about that. I might read this again because we're going to talk about this particular thing on Constant Calibrating next week. But Imran posted regarding the Spider-Man news that we all heard. We're going to talk more about Constant Calibrating this coming Tuesday. But Imran posted, imagine losing your job because of corporate bickering that you have no control over. You have my sympathies, Spider-Man. And I just read that. I'm like, wow, this was literally the most heartbreaking fucking thing I've read. It was, god damn. But that's the nature of it. It's just so shitty. It's so gross. It's so disgusting. It's repugnant. And I need to go on to happier news. We've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. So
my love to everyone at Game Informer, just to be clear, and to GameStop as well. We've mostly focused on Game Informer because that's where our knowledge is. But seriously, 180 people lost their jobs total. Like, it's a lot of fucking people. Seriously, I hope everyone gets their feet under them.
Yeah, and that's why I say I probably wouldn't have did that trade-in deal afterwards because I would have been disgusted just walking in. But
Yeah,
that being said, you definitely don't be one of those people who take stuff out on a GameStop store because you think they're evil. Everybody working at a store has nothing to do with the fuck going on.
No.
They're just trying to get a paycheck like everybody else, and they're actually still lucky to have a job.
Yep, pretty much. And to be blunt, they're probably not going to have one for much longer. That's just my personal feelings. I think GameStop's got 2 years max left in them.
And yeah, it reminds me, I need to call a couple friends to see what's up, because I still have friends who work at GameStop who are at manager levels, and I am worried about them. But we'll see what goes on next. Gamescom! So actually, we'll kick it off with the Nintendo announces a bunch of Switch indies, or pretty much like the big points about that. So Gamescom is now becoming pretty much what E3 used to be.
But for people who have never been, I've never been, but I've heard enough stories, but like 1,000 times larger. Walking around Gamescom is... Andy from Ubisoft Escoblades posted that apparently he makes all of his developers do Gamescom once, and then they never have to do it again because they need to know what that experience is like.
Yeah, this is like, I mean, yeah, E3 you could call the biggest games conference in the United States. Gamescom is the biggest conference. Period.
It's massive.
Yeah, so let's kind of get into some things here. It's actually from Kotaku. Ethan Gatch.
I would go Gatch or Gok. Again, if I haven't heard your name out loud, I'm sorry. I'm going to go with the best I can.
Yeah, but made a post, kick off Gamescom, the biggest gaming convention in Europe, and again, in the world, I'm pretty sure. TGS, no, I still think it's Gamescom.
Tokyo Game Show is big, but I still think Gamescom is probably the biggest.
Yeah, Tokyo's Game Show is big because of the location, because that's where well, I mean, it's a big area of fucking games development, clearly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess Gamescom is just a beast. But to kick off Gamescom...
Haven't you heard of the American government? There's no games in Japan.
And they're all evil, and never mind, we won't go to that.
I almost got you.
I would have gone on a tangent, dude. Holy crap.
I know. Let's stick to happier news. Let's
to get political too. I'm not a political guy, but fuck you, politics. I'm like, oh.
No, come on. Let's go with the Nintendo.
Let's go. The biggest convention in Europe. Nintendo announced a ton of news about indie games on Switch, including release dates, ports, and even surprise release dates today. Slate Spire, Shorter Morta, and more are coming to Switch in the next several months, among many other announcements. A lot of cool stuff was shown in the new 22-minute video Nintendo put this morning.
So this was, by the way, on the 20th, just to be clear, yesterday.
Yeah, on that morning. I'm bad.
So well, let's go over what was... So the stuff that was out yesterday.
Yeah, so basically...
so we got Bad North, which was revealed to be coming earlier this year. Streamlined strategy game. Morphe's Law, a Mexican-themed shooter where you can change your size on the fly in a 4v4 team fights. And then Prison Architect, which is... God, I always forget Prison Architect, but Prison Architect finally came to the Switch.
I forgot about Morphe's Law too, but now it's like popping in. I remember that, where you could like shrink or grow yourself in battle, and like both have like disadvantages of course growing bigger, bigger hitbox, but you hit harder going smaller.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the video right now.
I've actually seen videos about that years ago. Holy crap!
Yep. Well, apparently that came on the Switch yesterday.
But yeah, you said a Prison Architect on Switch. Sorry, I cut you off there.
No, you're good. No, that was that. And then the next few months of announcements, The Gardens Between, as referred to in this article, a lovely and imaginative looking puzzle game. I think you checked that out at PAX West like in 2016 or 17.
It's exactly what it's saying. It is a lovely puzzle game. It's so serene. It's where you are walking through this area, but you use kind of time to solve puzzles by going back and forth. I highly recommend it. I was super into it when I was playing it there. Next one is...
Well, that's September 20th, to be clear.
That's September 20th. Next is the excellent Neo Geo classic Windjammers. Just look up Dave Lang. But that gets ported on August 23rd.
And then the newly announced sequel, Windjammers 2, to follow sometime in 2019, it says. And I've tried... never played the originals Windjammers, but I played Windjammers 2 at PAX West last year, and I thought that was one of the fucking best things I've ever played.
It's fun, man.
I have no reference against the original Windjammers, but that was so much fucking fun. So I'm very excited about that. Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom, a spiritual successor to the rest of the Wonder Boy games that looks similar to last year's excellent remake of Wonder Boy and the Dragon's Trap, will be at November 6th, also on PS4 and Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. This War of Mine comes out in November, which, if you've never played This War of Mine, both what the hell's wrong with you and also you're lucky. War of Mine is, I think I've talked about it so many times over the years on Constant Calibrating podcast when I kept playing on PC.
As a human.
It's probably in my top 20 to 30 favorite games of all time. I also consider it absolutely unplayable after sinking 30 hours into the game because
to kind of explain this, I came up across a decision that I had someone sick at my place.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, they have moods. They get depressed. They will just straight up quit because it's too much.
Yep.
I can relate. But I had to get medicine for somebody. I got into a place, scavenging, found an old couple who had the medicine, but it was either take it from them and just screw them, who are not hurting anybody.
Yep. They're not antagonistic at all. They're complete, or you let your people die.
So, yeah, and then, of course, I think their expansion added children.
Yeah, there were children added to it at one point. It's a very grim experience about war and stuff like that. And yeah, I reached a point in the game where I tried to peacefully do something similar, taking medicine, and I failed. I was already really far in the game. And I literally, in self-defense, was forced to kill somebody. But there's towns in the game as you play on, and the entire town became hostile to me. And I just couldn't play the game anymore because I'm I can't do what I literally could not do what I needed to survive, is what I reached the point in the game. So I might honestly pick it up on Switch because I think it's the full complete game. I might pick it up on Switch because one, just to support the developers because I love it. God, playing it though.
And two, I hope I don't cry in public places.
Exactly. And then let's see here. And then finally under this section, Everspace, a roguelike space shooter, because in case you couldn't tell from reading the rest of the bullet points, we somehow still haven't hit peak roguelike is what's written here. That gets ported. I don't even get that statement. So Everspace comes out in December and also announced at Gamescom. Everspace 2 was announced.
Oh, yes.
So, talking more space battles. And then before the end of the year,
God, I thought Moonlighter was already on Switch.
Are we reading? Is this from last? This is from last year. I thought all these things.
Welcome to the Constantly Calibrating.
What the fuck? The date? No, the date on the. How did we miss that? We pulled up the wrong goddamn thing. So I pulled up Kotaku. So Kotaku, I pulled. God, thanks, you 70 Blam. All right. I'm isn't what this War of Mine on? I was up reading these. This is not making any sense to me.
I'm broken.
Thanks, Yosemite. I've been depressed and tired all fucking day. I fucked up. I'm going to grab his own. So I don't know how I didn't fucking notice this.
I just want to post that I never advertised Catch-All's a news show.
Yeah, we are not necessarily a news show. Holy shit, this is wonderful. No, so what I did to pull up news, because it was 15 minutes before showtime.
Dude, I was deeply reading this, and the dates line up. Oh my god, it's so. I can see where we fucked up.
So
but I still can't believe we fucked up.
All the other things I pulled up, thankfully, all right. So here's the reason why I thought this was recent, because I pulled up on Kotaku their tag for Gamescom. Shut up! Yes, I was waiting for that juicy aura. Oh, jeez. So, anyways, I pulled up Gamescom 2019, and this Nintendo thing is literally in the middle of opening night thing and Microsoft thing. I guess their search thing just didn't order things by date, and I was rushing.
Listen, IGN, I'm available.
Fuck off.
No.
Well, everything else I pulled up is accurate. God, I'm gonna
I'm
leave
not
this in the
blaming
episode.
you for this. I'm not blaming you for this at all. Because I was reading it.
I did hit a point in there in that Nintendo thing where I'm like, okay, I could swear this is out already.
Yeah.
All right, let's try to recover and move on.
So this one definitely happened this year at Gamescom.
Yeah, so we got the let's see.
Jeff Keighley actually put something together, kind of like, because Gamescom never had like you know how E3 has their press conferences. There's shows that kick off before the show actually begins. Jeff Keighley actually had put together something like that to kind of make it feel more like that, which is badly named though at Gamescom's opening night live.
Yeah,
I still love you, Jeff, even though half of our team doesn't for some reason. But so we're kind of just going to this. I am looking off of the Game Informer article by Chris Kohler, but we're not reading this one. We're pretty much going to just cover some stuff that's happened here. So a whole lot of big stuff that I definitely did. Well, big stuff that you can big stuff to me. And that's what matters. It's about my game experiences, Josh's, and whoever else I have on the show. It was pretty much like an E3 pre-show kind of thing. But we actually saw a lot more indies along with some big stuff. Like, it was a good mix. Which, by the way, shout out to Jeff Keighley. You did an awesome job, even though there's some awkward moments. I'll get notes too. I'm not going to get of course, live production. You can only do so much with that. I'm just going to be blunt. Everything that has to deal with Kojima, it's weird.
it's a little weird,
but I also love it. Open alpha, Call of Duty starting this weekend, by the way. So for something that's actually news and recent, this weekend PS4 will be doing the 2v2 mode in the open alpha starts Friday. So, yay.
Okay, cool.
This one freaking hit me, dude. I was looking at the trailer, like, space, man. The only people that did stuff with space is Kerbal. Like, what could this be? And then I saw the feet lands. Like, those aren't people feet. And
those aren't people feet at all.
Those are Kerbal feet. Those are big and goofy. And it's Kerbal Space Program 2. I am freaking ecstatic about this. I love Kerbal.
Kerbal's one of the earliest games Console Calibrating used to do Let's Plays in and stuff like that. So the next evolution of Kerbal, I definitely want to see what they're going to do with.
Yeah, so super excited doing it. I have a feeling
that's super loud. What the hell just happened?
Yeah, I did. That's weird.
Is that on your end? Was that me?
No, I had one area that peaked.
All right, yeah, you probably just went up like 10%, at least in my ears. So
because I'm 10% more excited than I've ever been right now.
Because Kerbal
my fucking Program 2 was coming out, and there I go again. It just peaked. Holy crap!
Justin Peakius.
Yeah, I'm most peak right now. So yeah, that's freaking awesome. It's coming 2020 for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Next game.
I'm still laughing at the Nintendo thing. I'm sorry.
It's so bad. Little Nightmares 2 is coming in 2020 for PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC. The helicopter game, because THQ Nordic, shout out to you for being the middle ground game development studio we all missed back in the PS2 days, and you are making the strangest fucking moves I have ever seen in your weird game Monopoly. Like, what THQ is doing, you know those people who play Monopoly, but they buy everything on that cheap side as you move up? They're not in the boardwalk and all that area. They're in the other area that they know is like, you're going to hit this a lot, but you're going to love it. And they were just collecting IP after IP after IP and actually producing stuff in each of those IPs. Like, why do we need a $400 edition of Destroy All Humans, Biomutant? Aren't they doing one for Darksiders, which has the board game, which you can only get through that? I don't know, THQ. You do you. I love you. You're weird and I love it. And I don't know if you learned any lessons from last time, as you took a name for a company that just fell apart, but
I was just thinking about your statement about Monopoly. I mean, they're essentially, they're kind of like the Marvin Gardens of Monopoly, except I don't remember Marvin Gardens ever posting on a site known for child pornography. So, you
made some dumb news.
Yeah, so much like our friends, our friend Amanda Faro and other places, I will never let that go. They have never apologized. I will never let it go.
You had a good point, but you are going to play their games.
Nope.
Destroy all humans.
Don't care. I literally have a crypto bobblehead somewhere up there in the pile, and no, I really will not play their
Saints
games. Maybe, but no. But if I play Saints Row, if I do any content, so I had to talk with the guys.
You will have a disclaimer.
No. I talked to John from Megadads. He's like, "How do I cover this kind of thing?" And I'm like, "Look, my plan is if I write anything, I am every single thing, everything I write, everything I stream, every video will have constant reminders every 10 or 15 minutes."
Well, this thing is like, I forgot who made. No, that was their PR that did that, right?
There was their director of marketing.
Oh my god! Because like,
it's a top level problem. It's not like they weren't hiring out to another firm or anything like that. That came from in studio. And they have never apologized for it. They've never explained it.
Well, because this is my issue with Borderlands 3 coming out too. Nothing against the studio themselves. I know they just want to make a great game, but there's so much controversy with it. I'm not good to name names because it's not that type of show.
I mean, I will, but
screw it, Pitcher.
But this is for sure. I'm sorry.
I mean, people already have been doing that. I mean, from the controversy with David Eddings' Claptrap being voiced, not to mention freaking God, who's Tail from Borderlands? I know Troy Baker, but the character.
Are we talking about Hardwick? Then rehiring him?
That too. Wait, is he playing? No, I'm talking about who's the character that Troy Baker played in Tales of the Borderland.
Oh, I don't know. I never played it.
Well, as the main character is freaking Troy Baker, who, how the hell do you have a problem with Troy Baker? Yeah, they just didn't fucking call him.
Yep, they chose not to call him.
Which, by the way, shout out to Troy Baker. He never he haven't got into it. David Eddings has a few things to say, but Troy Baker, he was just asked about it, and he was just up front. It's like, oh, they never called. They never asked me. I would love to.
Yeah, Gearbox makes some decisions, and I can't figure them out.
Yeah, Chris Hardwick being Kaz, which is weird.
Yep, they make choices. Look, the way I stand by
cast iced tea and shove into a fucking teddy bear, which is awesome.
Sure. The way I stand by the Gearbox stuff is the same way I stand by the THQ Nordic stuff. If you are a friend, if you are a listener, if you are a viewer, if you are anyone I've ever known and you still buy their games, cool. I actually got no issues with you. Like a lot of people are saying,
Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Exactly. But a lot of people are saying, fuck you if you buy games from X developer or X publisher. I'm never going to be your friends. It's like, no. Or you shouldn't be my viewers or something. Like, no, fuck it. You want to buy something from THQ Nordic, you want to buy something from Gearbox, fine. I'm going to give you what I know about stuff. I'm going to give you that information so you can make an educated decision. That's where I stand on things. And again, I'm still sitting here considering picking up Borderlands 3 because I see Justin's going to go play it. I see our friend Khalif from Spawn on Me is going to play it.
You're just jealous anytime Dan and I plan something, man. This has been better.
Oh, no, I really want to play with you guys. Like, you have no idea how badly I want to play. But the thing is, what ultimately I decided is I was never that big a fan of the Borderlands games, and I'm bothered by the news. So,
I was, because I'm going to get over something with Borderlands. That was a game that my ex and myself heavily played together. So,
you need to resecure that with new memories in your mind.
Yeah.
Well, no, which is fine. And again, if people want to play it, that's not an issue. And again, also, I am a person who feels like the developers of these games who have nothing, the Gearbox developers have nothing to do with the weird shit going on.
They just want to make an awesome shit. And
it's unlikely the developers of the THQ Nordic stuff have anything to do with the weird shit they've chosen to do. So, like, they shouldn't suffer. But again, ultimately, we all vote with our wallet. We all vote with our hearts. So if I cover something, I'm going to always look at something with a skew with these two cases because I can't not. And because I'm looking at this with a bias and a skew, I'm going to be honest about what that bias is. So anything I cover related to Gearbox, anything I cover related to THQ Nordic, should I cover things from those games, I'm gonna, as the person who runs Constant Calibrating, gonna input my bias because that's honestly it's my right to do. So, but that being said, I don't fault anyone for playing either stuff. And Stu70 Blam said, I've never been a Borderlands player, but SpongeBob. So,
yeah. So the long and short of this is, Comanche is coming back from THQ Nordic. Moving on. This one I have very mixed feelings about. Need for Speed Heat Studio has been... Sorry, that's not the name of the game. I think it's just Need for Speed Heat. I was about to talk of that. But yeah, because I'm just straight up wrong burgundy this part too. But first of all, Need for Speed Heat's coming out, which actually doesn't look bad. And to kind of go in with that, the mobile companion app called Need for Speed Heat Studio, you can download now where you can actually go ahead and customize your cars. And then when the game comes out, you can import that customization into the game. But it's looking interesting. I hope it's a good revival for Need for Speed. It looks like they're trying to mix a little bit of Hot Pursuits and among other stuff that was in there. Some other stuff there. It looks like a mix of between Hot Pursuit and Underground, like the good parts of it. And I hope that's what it is. But we'll see. Because Need for Speed definitely has been struggling lately.
Yeah, I mean, Need for Speed is not the brand it once was. I mean, there was a time where it was like Need for Speed and Burnout's like the best stuff, and then the Burnout people started making Need for Speed games, and suddenly we were not getting like good Burnout games, and we were getting seemingly not phenomenal Need for Speed games, and like I don't know. I don't think the racing genre, the arcade racing genre, is what it once was in popularity.
No, and then like there's some that do it so well, like Forza Horizon. So that had just showed it could be something completely different and just a blast to play. So hopefully they're capitalizing on it, because it looks like it's going to be free roam. It looks like they're trying to capture that both sides of this, where like they have a daytime nighttime cycle, which you can actively switch to. Like daytime you do sanction races, course races, stuff like that, and then at nighttime is when you get fast and furious with it, and you do the underground races, and that's when you get chased by the cops, or if you're speeding through the city and crap like that. So, and I'm guessing they're going to do like the cops for speeders type game modes too, which would be interesting. So yeah, I am actually interested in Need for Speed, and I haven't said that in a long time.
Crazy shit, right?
Yep. Next is Iron Harvest will be released September 1st, 2020. Iron Harvest, that's...
What is that? Because there's no link here for that.
I almost said, is that the...
It's from King Art Games. It is...
No, that's not what I thought it was at all. It looks like kind of like a weird mech type game.
Yeah, it's units and mechs. Iron Harvest is a real-time strategy game set in an alternate reality of 1920 plus, just after the end of the Great War. Yep. So essentially it's a modern RTS with a classic feel, is what it appears.
Okay,
it looks gorgeous.
I skipped right over Magic the Gathering, or MGA, or TGA, whatever you like to call it.
I figured you just, because that's just not an R thing.
It's not an R thing, but it'll be on the Epic Store.
Yep.
The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt on Nintendo Switch got a release date, October 15th.
Which, everything I've heard, I think actually Imran wrote about this right before the layoffs, that it works way better than it should. That I think that essentially what I read was, if you have another platform to play The Witcher 3 on, play it there. But if you're interested in the Switch, or it's your only option, it's a good experience, which blows my mind.
It doesn't have performance issues from what I hear. Like, there's not just frame rates dropping. It's the biggest issue you're going to have is, of course, some of the I don't know how to say assets,
graphics,
but yeah, the graphics are going to be downgrade. The visuals are going to be down. Some of them going to look kind of rough. But like, as far as here, like, I heard Greg Miller talk about it too. He's like, it's exactly what I want. It is good enough. It plays well. It doesn't look like it has a slowdown or anything like that. So it's CG Projekt Red pulling some more developing magic out their ass. Again, it's mixed feelings, but whatever. More power to them. Hope it does well. And I am probably going to be fighting to actually get that on Switch. We'll see. I don't think that's the place I want to play it, though. That's me.
Yeah, having played a Witcher-like game with Dragon's Dogma, I know it's not the same thing, but similar on the Switch, which after putting up Dragon's Dogma for a long time, I didn't really enjoy the experience on Switch, so I probably still, if I ever get around to Witcher 3, would still go for PC.
Yep. Like, I'll probably didn't buy it for the same reason. Surprisingly, I didn't buy Skyrim on Switch.
I've thought about that more times than I can count, and I just always talk myself out of it.
Exactly. By the way, at this point, or somewhere in this time, we had a very just weird thing. It's like, Kojima has entered the building. I want you to... I told Joss, I related this to wrestling. Like, when someone had a feud or someone big with a big announcement, walked in the building, they announced, "Oh, Triple H just entered the building. He's coming to the stage now." Like it was. That's where my mind immediately went. So yeah. And also another thing that actually happened during the show, which on them for like signs like, "Oh crap, man, this is big news. Let's announce that too." Which more are kind of shocked, which I saw, but like Sony officially owns Insomniac now, which awesome.
Yeah, in my favorite thing was I forget, one of the satire places posted Insomniac employees were very surprised to hear they were not already owned by Sony, because that was my response. Hard drive or something. It was hard drive. Thank you. I couldn't remember. Yeah, hard drive posted that. I'm like, and that was my response as well, because when I first read that, I was like, I thought it was a case I was reading news from like a couple of years ago, because they make everything exclusive for PlayStation anyways. They've to my knowledge, Insomniac hasn't in the last decade plus made anything for anywhere else. I mean,
freaking Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah,
interesting news about that. They actually do own the IP for Sunset Overdrive, but I think Xbox owns the publishing rights to the first Sunset Overdrive.
They own the publishing rights, so this is the deal for Sunset Overdrive. With everyone thinks they're going to get a new one. They own the publishing rights. Microsoft owns the publishing rights for the first one, so you're not going to get like some PlayStation remaster or something like that. Now it's
unless Microsoft wants to play really nice.
Unless they want to play really nice. Also, the game catastrophically bombed.
It did, but
it bombed really. The game came out. Not even 2 weeks later, I was going to pre-order that game, and I opted not to because I just had too much stuff to play. It was on sale for $7 at Best Buy, not even 2.5 weeks later.
And by the way,
that's a bomb of a game. By the way, it was good. I like it.
Yeah, that's what to clarify, like retail-wise is bombed, but like or like in the movies, box office wise, the bond, but it is a good game, and it's probably like it was the foundation for Spider-Man as well.
Oh yeah,
like, they showed
how no Sunset Overdrive, no Spider-Man.
Pretty much, like it showed what you could do with locomotion in a free roaming environments. It's just freaking cool, man. I actually do hope they do something with that IP too. Maybe they could now, because now they got Spider-Man on their belt. Insomniac. Not that they weren't, but they have a more mainstream name now among people who probably hasn't noticed them before.
The thing is, they're going to be putting all their money, all their stuff into Spidey.
Yeah,
I'm very excited to see what comes of Spidey because of now just being. I mean, Sony was already supporting them, but this is just now they are literally under the brand. It's the same thing as Naughty Dog. They are now under that umbrella. So.
Yeah, I'm curious if some of the VR projects they worked on will be coming to PSVR, because like that, I can see that as like Oculus competition is with Valve.
Sure,
it's with the Steam. So not really PS4. So hopefully they work that out, because I heard they made some awesome games. I forget the name of it, and I know I need to go check it out since I can now. God, but they make some. I heard like amazing VR experience. So it'd be cool to do that. It'd be cool to see if they pick back up with Resistance. I guarantee you we'll definitely see another Ratchet and Clank at some point. But yeah, I don't know. It's good. It's good for the developers too, because like anybody who takes a deal like that, you can't look down on them, man. Like, just get over that shit. Like, can you imagine?
This is a good thing.
Yeah, because they always like prided themselves as being like that big of an actual independent studio, which is crazy to think. Insomniac isn't indie, but
they were. I mean, from a legal perspective, they were an indie studio.
But yeah, they are mainly developers, friends, and stuff like that. And the whole financial part, the whole HR part, nobody wants to run that shit, and it is complicated to run. And it'd be cool just to have your guys focus on making awesome games and not have to worry about that part. And that's what acquisitions like that do, especially now, because I would have, honestly, if this was PS3 era Sony, I'd be freaking worried, because they were bad about closing companies. Because something came out, bombed, eventually closed that studio, something bombed, did that. Same thing, Microsoft did it. It continues to do it. But right now, like, Sony is a really good place. They're a really open place. They understand, let their creative team make what they want to make the way they want to. And from what I hear, like, they're pretty much hands off with it too. Like, they check in on it, give advice. But yeah, so it sounds like a good environment. They don't have to worry about all the just worrying about can we feed our people stuff, all that crap. They could just make their games. So yeah, awesome, good for them. So get back into games. Disintegration. God, that was a weird looking thing. Like you're on this little hover bike, but you're also kind of commanding your dudes. Okay, cool. Let's do that.
I think of the kids' disintegration. With that, I think we are checking that out soon. Actually,
yeah. So yeah, hopefully we'll have some more from that too. It looks cool. I got a lot of Destiny vibes from it, but other than that, we'll see. I don't see it listed here, but didn't they show the trailer for I forget the subtitle for it, but Predator game, which is being made by the guys there who worked on Friday the 13th. It's pretty much the same idea as an asymmetrical multiplayer game, but I think there's also PvE elements for the commandos in it. It's pretty much commandos versus a player controlled Predator.
Okay, yeah. You are more up on the Gamescom news than I am. I'll just be blunt. I am
I was watching
very
it during my
behind
lunch.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a rough couple of days for me. I've been trying to catch up on things.
Okay, so here we go. This is the part I absolutely lost it. So it is Kojima's time to shine, but not yet. We get a Kojima hype trailer. And I went back, Josh, back to professional wrestling. This, like, it reminded me of the WWE pay-per-views where you get the hype trailer that explains everything that happened that led up to that match and why this match is happening.
Mm-hmm.
It was that. It started off with, and unfortunately, Konami would not let Kojima come to accept it. So, it started off with that. And from what I hear, I was listening to Games Daily on this too. Tim spotted it immediately. This is a passionate hype trip. Did Jeff edit this? IGN confirms, yes, Jeff did edit this. By the way, not bad. It's just weird. So a hype trailer for Kojima coming in, his transition from Konami to where he's at now with his own Kojima Productions and into Death Stranding. And then we get some more info about Death Stranding. First one, new character reveal. Interesting. And this part, I have to go back and watch it because I was watching this from a mix between a phone and a laptop during when I had lunch, and I had to go back and do stuff. So, character reveal, a gameplay trailer, which starts off with you pissing, which we knew was in the game because we saw that in the sub menu. But now, hey, official P and God, who was it that wrote? No, it was Falcon Age. E starts with the E. I'm sorry, I'm very bad with names, but developer for Falcon Age. Eka, yes, Eka, thank you. Just says it's year 2020, the year of the P mechanics. I'm like, fuck, that is going to be year 2020's gaming theme. Pissing. So yeah, active peeing in the game. You have to also the BBs or the what do they call something baby, batch babies.
Something like that, yeah.
But yeah, you actually kind of gotta coddle them and rock them with the not 6 axis, but with the motion controls, the PS4.
Yeah.
And then they showed off. Actually, this was they showed off gameplay, but they're being very comedic with their gameplay thing. And then they showed off a delivery mission, and who do you deliver it to? Jeff Keighley, who's in the game visually as the Lumens fan, which is kind of like the it is the icon for Kojima Studios, pretty much. And yeah, he is in the game face-wise, voiced by Matt Mercer, but there he is. He is motion captured, he is scanned, he is in there. And Kojima did not tell him what he got motion captured for, but now he knows.
Yep.
And yeah,
it's just so fucking ridiculous. And the picture of Keighley with all the dots on him is one of the most horrifying things I've ever watched seen in my entire fucking life.
It really is.
The amount of people that Kojima fucking apparently. The rumor is right now that if you saw a picture of Kojima with someone in the last year, they are probably in the game.
Yep. And then there's a lot of other stuff too. FIFA Life is Strange announcements, Monster Hunter World Iceborne expansion, Everspace 2, so we're somewhat relevant. with the Switch thing. Yeah, Disintegration, which is that the one that's on the Epic Game Store? No, those are people from I gotta check that out too. The name of it's I gotta look it up right now. From Jaeger Studios, they have announced what was it? PvP, PvE, something they call weird, but basically it's like a PvE game, but also it has PvP mechanics. It is actually open, free to play right now, exclusive on the Epic Game Store, and Epic Games is verifying. It's verifying. It's verifying. Still verifying.
It's very fine.
It's very fine, verifying. Epically. Games. This is taking too long. Just verify!
Jesus Christ.
And then after I do that, I still don't know what the hell it is. Oh, the cycle! There we go. So I was also showing off to announce and one of those, hey, you can play it right now things. So there you go.
Gotcha.
Josh?
What's up?
There were more announcements at Gamescom.
Were there really? Because I gotta get dinner. Like, what else is there?
I was waiting until the game stage, but if I don't know what's at the Mom and Crush. But yeah, this is a long enough episode. We're both burnt out as we read a year-old article.
Spent 10 whole fucking minutes on that. I can't believe it. I'm still in a state of fucking shock about that.
Yeah, that's the part I'm more shocked about. Not the fact that we pulled up an old article. Yeah, we had the rush show together.
Yeah,
but the fact
that we made it. I really can't wait to watch the edit of this and just be like, I can actually see the moment the light leaves my brain as I'm like, there's something wrong here, but I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, I think you can see it in my facial expression too. Yosemite, tell us if that's true.
I'll know with the edit. If you see Friday, because this episode's gonna come out on Thursday. If you see Friday pop up like a retweeted thing with a video, you'll know what the video is.
Yeah. So I mean, yep. You can catch me at Justin Glorious on Twitter. Justin_Glorious. God, I don't even know my own Twitter handle. Josh at Bear Punch. Don't follow us for up-to-date gaming news, clearly. And but follow us for hot takes and just passion, maybe. We're all about the passion. Clearly. You can hear it in my voice right now.
It's a long day. Look, it's been a long day. A lot of filming. I seriously wrote and filmed a script today.
It's been a long week.
Yeah, it's been a long week. I wrote and filmed a script today despite crippling depression leaving me on a couch. I wrote and filmed the script, only discovered I forgot to look at the camera because I was panicking for some reason so much. So, you know what? Mistakes happen, weird shit happens. We roll, we move on, we redo, we blah, 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 blah.
Also, we razzle dazzle wub wub till we catch you next time. Because I'm done.
Wow, that's a great sign off. I just have to, as the end of the show, thank you. Somebody Blem just wrote, hey, I still enjoyed it. This is turning to my favorite weekly gaming roundup, and holy shit, you just made my day.